Well, Grixis diver, right?
All right,
No rock
yeah.
diver.
We got the Delver in the house.
We got 2 out of 3 colors. And on the other side, we got Jaime on Monoblack Scam against Intxaurza Aner on Grixis Delver. We just talked about, right, how Monoblack, they got a lot of like really good creatures these days. They don't have to rely on like terrible stuff. Like I've sometimes seen them play Street Wraith as like a value creature, which is like, no, dudes, this is not what we do.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely.
Grixis Delver basically for the people who want to play Scam, kinda, but realize, no, actually, let's just play a mid-range game. Let's just cut all the Scam elements and just like play a good deck. Okay, Jaime, land, go. Oh, dude, both like we see a. That's what you don't want to see.
Oh wow, this is intense. So we get a Marsh Flats crack in response to Scalding Tarn.
Like when you crack your first fetch land on the draw and your opponent cracks their fetch land in response,
Oh dude,
you either feel like it's terrible,
yeah.
or you feel like they're just doing it because they respect your stifle.
Yeah, absolutely. When my Marsh Flats opponent cracks it in response, though, like I'm usually terrified of like Dark Ritual and then Opposition Agent. You know,
That's what I thought might actually happen, but
Yeah.
it didn't. So let's see. I thought I saw another Goyf in Jaime's hand. But Jaime did not play the Nether Goyf on the first turn, which makes me think, is there an Entomb there? Is this going to be some kind of Entomb Reanimate opening? Oh, Dark Ritual. In response to the Ponder, dude, we're already building a stack.
Oh wow.
I mean, Aner is probably just
Okay,
going to be like, happens.
Yeah, we got the Bowmasters.
Oh,
Okay.
rough. So Jaime is basically starting out with like 3 points of power in play and a ping on Aner.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it's annoying.
Like Aner has a lightning bolt ready for it. It's just like the matter of like how much damage does he want to take from the token and the Bowmaster before casting the lightning bolt.
Yeah.
But
You know, for all the hate that Bowmasters gets in Legacy, one thing I want to say, it's not the kind of card that like completely breaks your game, right? Where the opponent like gets to draw an extra card or you are denied your card draw. You take damage. And damage is like a currency. And sometimes you are a little poor on that and you take a little bit extra damage, but at least you can come back. Whereas if they draw extra cards and stuff, that's like they cut off your hand. Like that doesn't grow back, right? We're not lizard people or something.
absolutely.
So it's more like middle of the road damage, which actually sounds terrible. Okay, so main phase. We're gonna cycle the troll, get probably actually are there even any dual lands in here or is this straight up mono black? Yeah, straight up mono black. Is this the moon, by the way, on the card art?
I think so, yeah.
Looks like the moon. Somebody in chat must know. It's probably gonna be like a super famous planet from the vault planets. That would be something. Just like have all the 8 planets, I guess, at this point. And then there's like a secret drop that you can get, which is Pluto.
I wouldn't even be surprised if this was like a secret layer, maybe. Yeah.
The moon secret layer.
But looks like the Ponder was not a shuffle.
Ooh, we got a foil token now. Here we go.
Okay. So we have a couple of options here. There is the Barrogoyf here, which is one of the best creatures against Delver. It has lifelink. It's pretty big. It also adds a little bit of value every time it connects, I think.
Did you just see how quickly Jaime tapped his creatures? That looks so cool. Okay. I want to possess the level of coolness that Jaime has in the way he taps his creatures. It was just like a blink and you missed it.
Right.
Okay. Dark Ritual, we get the Barrogoyf.
That's actually the small little brother. That's a Nethergoyf, though.
Oh, Nethergoyf, yeah, the 1/1
mana.
Barrogoyf, Nethergoyf. Too many Goyfs these days.
There's a lot of Goyfs, yeah. But the Tarmogoyf.
You know he's gonna come back. Tarmogoyf, same like, for example, I don't know, Mishra's Bobble, which is like not super popular in Legacy right now, but it's still a thing. It's gonna be back. It's gonna be back big time. Oh wow, we're forcing the 1-drop, really. Okay, let's see. I mean, if Aner has like certain kind of plan, I can see it. Like if he feels like he can't really deal with it any other way because it's getting too big, it's probably the best way to handle it. But now here comes the Barrogoyf, right? Is that Barrogoyf? I'm pretty sure. Like I know the artwork.
Yeah. That's the big one. This is the one that has lifelink, Honestly, it was a little surprised to see that in play now, like, because there was also the option of reanimate on Troll of Khazad-dûm, which also plays around days. And like whenever you can against Delver, like I think you want to play around days as much as possible. But yeah, there was no days, so
But wouldn't the days have gone after the Bowmaster? I mean, of course, Aner had a ponder afterwards, so he might have found a days on the Bowmaster.
I mean, it got cast off Dark Ritual, so there was another black mana.
Oh, that was
in
one
pool.
floating? Yeah, see, smart.
So
I would have totally dazed. I just see 2 mana creature, daze, let's go.
Right. We gotta see like how big the Nether Goyf is.
Well,
the Barrow Goyf
is the graveyard.
Yeah, the Barrow Goyf, excuse me. Should be like a 3/4 or like a 4/5 or something.
Big enough to end the game rather quickly.
Yeah, but more importantly, this guy has lifelink, and lifelink is probably one of the best keywords on a creature you can have against a Delver deck.
Especially if it has 4 toughness, right?
Exactly.
Like it disables one of the Delvers, and like if it connects, how does it work again? Like you mill the opponent for a couple of no, you mill yourself for a couple of cards, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And then you get back a creature among them. Yeah, something like that.
Back to your hand. And I really do like this attack a lot. Not attacking with the Bowmaster, of the token instead.
Not too many like great choices for Aner.
Not even trying to trade with the Delve of Secrets.
Okay.
And then, yeah, looks like Aner takes
6 damage. Was that it?
Fit. And you got the trigger.
Oh.
Oh wow!
Dude, can we just take all?
This is a really good reveal. Oh my goodness, this is a really good reveal. Even the lightning bolt can't save it.
Yeah, Jaime, too fast, too dangerous. Aner really didn't get to do all that much in this game, right? I think he played turn 1, turn 2 Delver, and then the game was over.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, it played out like Monoblack aggro versus Grixis control almost.
Yeah, at this point, like had he not played the Delver, you wouldn't even be sure whether that's a Delver deck, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Like you would probably put him on that because it's the most likely deck, but you literally just looked at Ponder, Go, Delver, concede. So let's see what's going to happen in this game, because that was over before a proper game even established itself. Okay, and now Aner has that kind of plan. Always a nice opening, days in hand, Delver in play, pass. Do your best, opponent. I don't care. Are you the kind of player who wastelands there?
It is so tempting, right? Every single time. Usually, the general rule is like you shouldn't wasteland your opponent if your opponent is ahead on board. But sometimes the Delver decks are so land light that they keep one landers all the time. So I'm like, especially if you have a good follow-up play, I usually try to wasteland my opponent. Just test the waters a little bit, see if they
kept the one lander with like Ponder and Delver and went like turn 1 Delver, knowing they can cast Ponder on the second turn.
Absolutely. Like the Delve of Secrets, like you gotta take care of the Delve of Secrets, at some point. But
you know that meme about like the guy on the bottom left with like the flat hat and like sobbing and everything, and just like wasteland even though I'm behind.
Oh yeah,
and then
yeah,
the IQ curve goes like, then the guy in the middle is like, no, you may never wasteland when you're behind on board, and then like you go to the master IQ and it's just like, no, wasteland while behind on board.
Yeah.
Okay, just like getting the troll, establishing more mana. Like I feel like this kind of play is okay if you feel like you have a very strong mid game coming up, maybe even something involving removal, where you feel like even more importantly than stifling my opponent's mana development is just like developing my own mana and getting to a stable mid game where my superior card quality is gonna take me there before I'm low enough that Delver just squeezes through enough damage. Let's see. Delver flip there. I keep thinking that one land is like a desert, but it's not.
Okay.
There's like one shiny land in Aner's hand that I can't really make out what it is.
It might be a wasteland. I think it's like one of the.
Oh yeah, that's a wasteland.
The one with the Library of Alexandria in it.
Ooh.
Okay. So we do find another land here. The second blue land to cast Psychic Frog next turn.
Oh, that's a card. Psychic Frog. It's kind of interesting because the card, of course, is one of the most powerful additions to Legacy, so naturally a lot of people don't like it. On the other hand, I think it actually makes for insanely interesting decisions, like whether you block, how you block, whether you attack, whether you're willing to discard some cards of your hand, how to make it work. My funniest thing, my funniest mistake that I feel like everybody makes at least once against Psychic Frog, your opponent attacks you, you work out all the possible scenarios, then you arrive at, you have no good blocks, so you're like, okay, pass, like no blocks. And then your opponent discards their entire hand and you're tapped out and you die, and you're like, oh yeah, that was another scenario.
Oh yeah. Oh, look at this. I like this play a lot. Playing Wasteland and reanimating, like, first of all, you play around Daze, which is really, really nice. And if Troll of Khazad-dûm hits the battlefield, then you can Wasteland one of the blue lands and make sure that a potential, like, Murk that Regent or Psychic Frog doesn't come into play. Really
but
nice
this is where you get Delvert. This is literally where you get Delvert. You just get double dazed.
Oh, didn't double Daze. Okay.
Wait, what happened there? We did not
Didn't
double daze.
Daze. So, yeah, so we basically blank the Wasteland for a turn so we can cast Psychic Frog here.
Whoa, okay.
That's a really interesting play.
I would never have guessed that. Okay,
Yeah.
what's the reason behind that? Help me.
So I think the reason why Aner didn't double Daze here is because he wanted to play Psychic Frog on this turn, and if you double Daze, you pick up all your lands and you can't play the Frog.
Ever, right? Because then you get Wastelanded on the first run when you play it.
Exactly.
So it takes like 3 more turns to play the Frog at that point.
Yeah. So this was kind of like a tempo play.
Oh, so you're saying the 6 damage of the troll, that doesn't matter because you're on 7 and I have like so much, like the troll can't even attack because it needs to block the Psychic Frog. Is that the idea? I would think so. Huh, okay, that's actually smart. Dude, loving that. So Jaime has to kind of like establish a situation where he can finally start attacking with the... Yeah, that's a good start with the troll, because now the troll is... It's like pretty close, right? I think the troll is still losing the damage race. But you have some extra cards that might help you out there. Ooh,
Okay.
yeah. That's a good one.
We got the Unlicensed Hearse. So this is a very Dazeable.
Oh wait, it's the hearse. Okay, never mind. I thought it was like a spell bomb. Like a Wretched Bomb. But no, it's not Wretched Bomb. I guess this one only got really dazed because you can. It's not like you really rely on your graveyard all that much with Aner. Like, if you're Aner, you really try to protect the Delver, right, and ride it to victory. Jaime is almost dead there. Oh god, this is so rough. Jaime, come on.
Yep.
Oh, there's even a Powder Keg in hand, but that's just going to be way too slow.
It's a little too slow. Jaime has to do something about Delver and Frog, like, immediately.
Basically just another copy of not Tragic Slip and Fatal Push. No, just another Hearse, but that's not going to do it. Like, that basically, I mean, it doesn't put you dead on board, but as close to it as possible, really. Like, yeah, you take out 2 of those cards. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, remember, Psychic Frog can also get flying.
Oh, that, okay.
If
So
you exile cards from the graveyard. So, like, I really do like this.
you know what's gonna,
this play with
sorry
the
to interrupt you
Hearse.
there. You know what's going to happen? Aner is just going to Wasteland himself.
Nah.
Or I guess, okay, now that we picked up Ponder, you can also just like play Ponder. See, he Wastelanded his own Wasteland.
Oh,
and gave it
flying. Yeah. Heck yeah, dude. That's the best use of Wasteland, really. Like, if you Wasteland like your own Wasteland or one of your own lands, you know, just to get some stuff in your yard.
Loving that.
Really,
That's
really cool stuff. Yeah, you don't see that very often, but when you do, it hits hard.
It's the kind of play, if you're a beginner and you watch this, you're like, oh, I never thought about I could waste myself, right? And this is just like where you, especially like, I don't know how many of you guys recently started, or for Kai it always feels like a new thing, right?
Yeah.
Like you watch, oh, you can do that. But yeah, I'm excited to see how this is going to happen in the start game. So let's jump into that with Grixis. Now, this time Monoblack Scam is going to be on the play. And it looks like we do have a turn 1 play. We already saw Grief in hand. I could very much see this being our first classical Scam opening of the day, which hopefully Well, depends on whom you ask. You might or might not see more of that for the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, Monoblack Scam is a really terrifying deck, if especially when they're on the play. Like, Aner might have to mulligan down to like a more control-ish hand. Looks like a bunch of removal, maybe like a Force of Will somewhere. Okay, look at this.
Bunch of lands, Frog, Ponder, and Daze. Ooh, if there's actually gonna be a reanimate on the Grief, it's gonna leave Aner with literally just Daze, I would think. That's gonna be rough. You know what Grief should actually do? It should give you the initiative. It's a 4-mana card after all. Come on. 4 mana, 3/2 menace.
That's probably what we get next year, yeah.
Modern Horizons 4.
Oh wow, there is the reanimate.
God.
There is the reanimate. Oh, this is absolutely brutal.
I'm almost ready to call this one. I mean, of course, Jaime would love to get the Troll into play on the second turn, and he knows that he can actually do that. So he might hold out, but yeah, I love that. Absolutely love that. Watch him take the Daze now.
Yeah.
Wait, he takes the Daze.
Oh,
okay.
he did take the Daze.
Interesting. So he wants to play something big on his second turn, right? He wants to make like an important play that could otherwise be dazed. Now I'm curious. Okay, yeah, Lightning Bolt. Oh, from the top.
Okay.
That's unfortunate for Jaime, but at least it keeps the game open now.
Yeah, like taking the Daze is really interesting. Jaime might have a really powerful turn 2 play maybe. Like second turn into License Hearse maybe, or something else.
But what's the... Yeah, it might actually be Hearse, right? Hearse is a pretty good card in the matchup. Instead, he might actually have a second reanimate.
Oh, that's also possible.
Right? I mean, if he has a second reanimate, and when players they put the land they fetch into play tapped, kinda, you already feel like, oh, this is gonna be used right away,
There's
right?
some business in common.
Yeah, you can just keep it lying there, and then you put the reanimate to the table. Oh, the Goyf, okay. Okay,
so
I see the idea at least.
So we got the Nethergoyf, and Nethergoyf is doesn't have lifelink, anything like that. It's quote unquote just an attacker.
It's basically like another version of Delva. It's just like not flying, and technically in the late game it can come back, but then it's going to be quite a lot smaller most of the time. Okay, so here we got the Ponder into... At this point you kind of want to find like a Delva, I would guess, right? Or maybe a Dragon Rage Channeler or something. Or maybe even a Murktide. Let's see. Chat is actually bringing up an interesting line. Jaime could have also taken the Frog on the Grief and then reanimated the Frog on his side of the board.
That is really spicy too. That is very spicy.
Dude, honestly, after seeing the hand that Aner was holding, I could actually see that being the play.
Oh yeah.
And then if Aner top decks the Bolt, I would totally go all in on the Frog. I would discard 3 cards. Oh, yeah. Okay, Aner goes for the shuffle on the Ponder. Facing the 3-power Goyf. Help me out again. That's Nethergoyf,
That's
right?
Nethergoyf.
Okay, so we got Nethergoyf, we got Barrowgoyf, we got Charmogoyf, we got Luregoyf. Is that a Goyf Lord? There must be a Goyf Lord at this point. Like all your Luregoyfs gain +X, where X is the number of card types in all graveyards or something. Yeah. That would be pretty broken actually. Double all their power and toughness. Okay, here comes another Grief. At this point, we still know about the Daze in hand, but we also get the second Goyf, dude. I'm a fan of just running out the second Goyf and passing, unless you got something interesting to do.
Yeah, they got 4 toughness. That's already I mean, a good number versus Delva.
You can make, see, I was going to say, you can make some kind of tempo play if you feel like Aner might have picked up a really good card for the next turn, and you really want to make sure that nothing big happens on the next turn, so you can attack him down to 10, which makes it really, just nothing in hand. Yeah. Aner needs help. Instead of Brainstorm, that's help.
Yeah, Murktide region probably also among the best draws in this kind of situation.
Yeah, Dismember. Well, we're probably going to get rid of a couple of lands here, I would guess, right? Also have the fetch land in hand, so we can take out one of the Goyfs there. What else is that? Another Brainstorm. fetch land we already. Oh, there's the cage. Cage doesn't do too much for us right now. That's the kind of play you want to make on the first turn. Sometimes even then it's too late on the draw, right? Let's see. How do you feel if you're on Jaime's side of the board? Do you feel good?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Again, like the Goif's really tough to kill. Like there is, like the life totals are kind of equal. Aner is really on a big clock here. He found the dismember, but I can't imagine him having too many dismembers in his deck. So who knows? Maybe the Nether Goif does go the distance here.
And I mean, on top of that, Jaime is drawing a card every turn, right? So there could always be something that's going to cause additional problems. After seeing like the second brainstorm here, if I'm Jaime, I'm slowly starting to feel like Aner might turn the game around, because this is the classic game of I have board presence and a clock on a reasonably low life total. I mean, 13 is still like high enough. Oh yeah, and the other player like goes through cantrip after cantrip after cantrip to find the bigger creature, and now the dragon is dominating the game because Jaime's life lead is not big enough to actually make this work.
Oh yeah, So what I would try to do here is, like, since Jaime is only on 15 life, like you want to two-shot your opponent. The Merc region actually needs to be an 8/8 if possible, then you can two-shot them. If it's a 7/7, it doesn't really work out like that. And it looks like we got the full power here.
Dude, if it was just a 7/7, I would totally rely on just randomly top-decking a Lightning Bolt. Or a Bowmaster. Like, you have some reach.
Oh yeah.
Or even just like any other creature, a removal spell. I think you are in a pretty good spot there either way. But what does Jaime want to draw? Like, how does Jaime even get rid of the dragon? Like, snuff out? Like, I don't know. Necrotal. Bring on the first striker. You know the nickname of Necrotal? 187. Because 187 apparently is like the, I don't know, American police code for murder. So for a while, all the creatures... Yeah, this is just like magic lore, right?
The officer.
All the creatures that would come into play and kill something, they would be called 187s.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Don't ask me why, but I've known that. Because you... Yeah, anyway, that's getting too deep. So we're cycling the Troll here, finding another land, which is at least going to allow us to activate Castle Lockwine every once in a while.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, Aner sitting on as a forcible active. So this is a tough one. This is a tough one. This is exactly like, you know, what we talked about earlier, right? Like about Delver potentially also being like a control deck sometimes, and like it's a really interesting game. I like Aner was behind this whole game, and now there is the Murktide region. There is the Force of Will. Jaime is on a one-turn clock here.
Yeah, I think there's honestly nothing Jaime can draw except for like Maze of Ith or something, right? You need something that cannot be countered, and there's not really too much. Like you find another land. Yeah, I guess we already had that one. We get in there with the Goif, and then we are literally dead to the dragon, which is like, I guess in the early days of Magic you heard that a lot. Yeah, dude, we're dying to the dragon. Another brainstorm. We don't even need that, and that's gonna be the concession.
See the handshake. Yeah, we might see the handshake here. Oh my goodness. Aner takes it down with Grixis Delver. That was really cool. I enjoyed that, especially that the game 3 was really interesting. But game 1 really showcased like how powerful and aggressive the Monoblack scam deck can be.
That deck is so good, right?